Hello everyone and welcome you all. This is going to be the class of SI and CI, that's simple interest and compound interest. So yeah, let's just quickly dive into it and let's continue with our revisions. So yeah, first we'll go through with the terms and then we'll see what are the basic of SI, CI, and then we'll just quickly move to the concept part, revising all the concepts which are there in this chapter so that we don't miss out anything, and then we'll see what are the tricks available for this. So yeah, let's start. So here are the terms for it. Terms are like principal, interest, rate, time. Principal, it's the amount, it's the actual base amount, you can call it as, on which the interest is calculated. I hope I'm very much clear with it. And here comes the interest. Interest is the extra amount, whether it's SI or CI. It's the extra amount which you have to pay on the basis of principal which you have borrowed or given to someone. If you have given, then obviously you'll be collecting that extra amount in interest form. Yes. And the next thing is rate. Rate determines what will be the value of interest. I hope I'm very much clear with this, that rate determines that what will be the interest amount. We'll see it in upcoming minutes. And yeah, other thing is time. Time is for what time period the loan has been given. So yeah, that's the thing. Now just move to the summary of SI. SI is simple interest, right? Very much clear. Simple interest. Here comes interest. Interest is rate percent of principal. I hope I'm clear with this, that interest is rate percent of principal. That's I equals to R by 100 into P. Got it? So yeah, if we know what's I, now we can move it like SI equals time into the interest. I hope you're getting my point. I'm trying to convey that simple interest equals time into the interest. That's simple interest equals P into R into T by 100. That's PRT by 100, as we have read in the earlier classes. So yeah, one more thing which might you have missed or whatever, but yeah, let me drag your focus to that. That's relation between time and SI. With this equation, I want to drag your attention that if we see I, what's I? It's the base interest, right? So when we talk about the base interest, it's generally R percent of P, right? Not generally, oftentimes R percent of P. R percent is a rate. It's fixed. It's a fixed value. P principal, again, it's a fixed value. So again, from here, that if this is fixed value and this is also fixed value, so it proves that I is a constant for a particular question if rate or the principal is not changing. So I hope you get my point, that if principal is not changing, it means the case of SI, not the CI. So yeah, from here you can get the idea that I, the interest, is a constant value. If it's constant value, then we could derive a relation between SI and time. That's T is directly proportional to SI. I hope you got my point. If not, then just comment me down. I'll explain you there, or I'll make a separate video of it. So yeah, let's just move with a table form. Here this column denotes the time, time period. It's like first year, second year, third year. Here it determines the rate. It's in each case it's 10%. I should have removed this column, but just let it be for now. Yeah, it's principal value, that's 200 for all, because in SI principal amount remains same. It's I, that's 20. 20 is on the 200. 200 is your principal. As per the rate of 10%, 20 becomes the interest. But here it's come. Your SI, if it's case of first year, let me change the brush color. Yeah, if it's if the SI is for first year, then it becomes 20 only. But if it's for the third year, so you could see the SI has to be multiplied with 3. You're not getting my point now. Why I'm doing this, I'll explain you why I have done this in the tricks part. So yeah, I'm very much clear with this. So your final amount net payable becomes 260, right? And another, the base formula, which everyone must be knowing that amount equals principal into SI. That's it. Thank you. Now here I come. Here is the value of CI. CI, compound interest. Compound interest is it stands that the interest is compounded. Compounded means it's added every time it changes. It changes your principal value. We'll see in the upcoming table, but for the sake of knowledge, first look with the formula. The formula is amount equals principal into 1 plus r% to the power t. T here denotes the time period. Now I'll explain how this formula could be useful, but you could get to the other thing. So stay tuned. So now, here we come to the table part. In this tabular format, I have described that it's for the first year, second year, third year. So let's start with the first year. So for the first year, we have the principal amount as 200, the base amount. And here we have stated that SI will always be, for this particular table, it's calculated for 10% base. So yeah, principal 200, 10% of it become 20. Hence the amount becomes 220. Very much clear. Now when you come to the second year, now the amount becomes the principal for it, as it's compound interest. Here the things are compounded, right? So now 220 will be the principal value, and at its 10%, 22 becomes the interest for that second year, and hence if the loan is for 2 years, then the net payable becomes 242. And similarly with the third year. Now I want to make this clear that this value, that's 24.2, is not the net extra amount that you had paid. No, as you could see, the net extra amount is this, that's 66.2 rupees. So here 24.2 is the extra amount or the interest for the third year, and 22 is the interest for second year, and 20 is the interest for first year. So it means the extra amount, that's the CI total, is the collection of all three. That's 66.2 rupees. So yeah, if you have done this, if you have understood this well and this formula, let's just show you a quick tip and trick which will help you to boost your calculations. So yeah, here it comes. It's like, first of all, the base value was 200, right? And then with the interest percent of 10%, interest of 10% at the rate of, we got the value of 220. And then we move forward with again the same interest rate as stated as 10%. So we got the value of 242. I hope if you would have seen my percentages video, you could resemble that how this structure could resemble to something else that was explained in that chapter. If I am correct and you got me correct, that then this concept explains the same salary problem which we did. So if you understood this well, we could directly calculate the interest for second year. For calculating this, it has to be taken as A for the amount and then the 10% increase. I hope you remember the multiplying factor trick formula or whatever you could call it as. So the multiplying factor thing for the first thing, for the first difference, and then for the second difference. So here you could call it as square because it doesn't change, right? So it becomes your time. Hence you could call it directly like A equals the principal amount into the multiplying factor with the part T, that's time period. I hope this part is clear to you. And if this part is clear, then just show you something else. That's interest. Interest for the first year is 20 rupees as per the table and as per the difference. And again, interest for the second year is 22 rupees. So we could get another important thing, that there is also a difference of 10%. There is also an increase of 10%. So if there is even an increase of 10% and it follows along, so what we can do? We can do another thing, and that's we could use this event to get the value. If you didn't understand what I'm trying to say, then just stay tuned. I'll explain it in the tricks portion. So let's continue with the concept part. Yeah, here comes the conceptual part. In conceptual part, first we'll look with the basics of CI. That's the concept what we have to learn. So yeah, as I stated, this formula with the help of that miniature diagram that I just drew. Let me clear this for a better view of yours. Yeah, Here we come. So yeah, here is the thing. On this basis, we could derive this formula. It's not a formula, it's not a trick, it's just a clear understanding which you could understand very well if you would have watched my percentages video. So yeah, I hope that you would have watched, and if not, then I request you to watch it again. So let me continue now. And similarly, the CI thing. CI thing also comes from here too, that I explained at this part. If you got it, then it's very good. And if not, I'll help you to get to it. So yeah, CI for the 10th year. CI for the 10th year equals interest for the first year into the multiplying factor to the part T. I'm sorry, I don't know how I forgot, but yeah, to the part T. Here it goes. And there it comes to the thing that this will give CI obtained in that particular year, not the complete interest amount. I hope you got what's written here. That this formula, trick, logic, whatever you can call it as, this will state you with the CI of that 10th year, not the complete interest amount for the complete duration. I hope I'm very much clear. Like if suppose if the 10th year is third year, if it's so, then the third year interest is not that 66.62. No, the third year interest is 24.2 as per this example. So yeah, it will just provide you with this data. Sometimes you get to calculate these data also in the calculation, in the questions. So yeah, it will help you there. So let's just move. So yeah, it's again written this, it's again the same thing, but in a better form, so that you could just understand it well. And one more thing which I have written here, that never try to stick to the formula or trick. I'll always recommend you to try to stick to the concept, the base concept which has been provided, taught by anyone whom you trust, believe or follow. So please follow the concepts and stick to the concept, then only your tricks will work. And yeah, now one more thing, CI total, if you have to calculate this, then you have to go with this process. That's subtracting principal amount, that's the initial amount, with the final amount. And how you could calculate this final amount? That's with here. That's stated. Yeah. So let's just this is another concept which you'll encounter in this chapter. It's not a concept, it's nothing, but it's better to understand this as it could help you in gaining various problems. So yeah, let's just move. For the first year, the interest remains same. Second year also the simple interest remains same because it does not changes, right? As you would have seen in this table, interest remains same. SI amount for the first year and second year, amount remains same. Yeah, but for the CI it changes. And here also you could refer to that previous table. So hence the total amount becomes 2i, and here 2i plus r percent of I. You'll get use of these in various questions. If you want me to revise some questions with you, then please comment me down, I'll do that. And here comes the difference part. Difference between them is 0, but yeah, here is the difference of r percent of I. I hope you got it. Now yeah, let's just see the another concept, that's half yearly, quarterly and monthly. It's basically the time when the interest is not annual, right? So let's just jump. Here it states tenure. First of all, we'll see the base thing, that's when it comes to annual things, annually. So r percent effective, it means what's the r percent stated and what we are going to use to calculate the value. So as per the question, it's generally given as r percent PA. PA stands for per annum. That's this percent will be charged per annum. That's per year, right? And if it's the year's value is T, that's T years are going to be the duration of your loan amount or whatever. So the SI is going to be P into R into T by 100. That's PRT by 100. It remains same, and obviously it's the time when we are calculating about annual things. So obviously, and yeah, here we come to the CI part. In the CI part, you'll see it's P into 1 plus R by 100, that's R percent, into T, that's the time period, right? If you understood this well, then just move to the other things that, let's starting with the half yearly concept. When it comes to the half yearly thing, that R will be divided by 2 because R was given on per annum basis. Hence we need to divide it by 2 to get the half year thing. I mean, what would be the rate percent if we calculate on 6 months duration, right? And the time period will be multiplied by 2. Why does this happen? Because in year 2 times 6 months come, a year consists of 12 months and we are calculating of 6 months tenure. So we need to multiply it with 2. I hope I'm very much clear with this part. And here even the simple interest thing remains same. That's PR2T divided by 2 into 100. Here 2 comes with the R by 2. So yeah, the simple interest part remains same. But the compound interest part, changes. So yeah, let's see what's the change. It changes like P into 1 plus R by 2 divided by 100. That's R by 2%. With the time period of 2T. That's the time period effective. Right? I hope you got it. And the same thing repeats with quarterly basis. That's R by 4, T cross 4, and here T into 4 and R by 4, that cancels out and SI remains same. But yeah, here it changes, and similarly the thing happens with monthly basis. That's R by 12, and yeah, follow the changes. So yeah, I hope we are clear with this concept, and if you want the questions, then just comment me down. So yeah, now let's move to the part which we were waiting for. That's the tricks. So yeah, here we go. First of all, I like to complete my start my trick part with whatever left in this video which I was talking about. Yeah, first of all, it was this thing, that time period is directly proportional to SI. Now suppose if you got this thing and you have got the value of this, or you have got that interest for 2 years is this thing, x, 2x, whatever it is, and you have been asked at what time the SI will be this much, you could get the relation from here. I hope you are getting my point, right? I hope you are getting my point. Just let's take an example from this table only for a better understanding of yours. Yeah. So for the second year, the interest amount was 40, right? And if someone asks for what time period my interest amount will be 80 rupees, suppose that. So now you don't need to get to the principal value, 10% thing and all those stuffs. No, you could just directly think of the relation that T is directly proportional to SI. So if 2 accounts for 40, then obviously 4 will account for 80. And if you don't understand what I just did here, so you need to refer to the ratio and proportions video to get to this part. So if you wish, then I'll request you to visit that and then come here and continue the rest of the video. Till then, let's move ahead. And yeah, the other thing which I was trying to explain, here it is. So as you could see, it's 200, the base value. It had an increment of 10%, then it became 220, and then again it had an increment of 10%, then it became 242, and so on. The increment will go on, and so on, its value will keep on increasing. So we could get the formula from here, that the final amount equals to the principal value or the base value into the multiplying factor. If you don't know what's multiplying factor, then I refer you to the percentages video. Yeah, with the power of T, that's the total time taken or the tenure. Here it's 1, 2, that's 2 years. And if you'll go on, it might be 3, 4 or something else on which you want to land on. Right? So it becomes your another trick. And other trick is the SI thing, which I just said that you could calculate directly what would be your SI for that particular year. So yeah, if you are facing any difficulty in MF thing, that's multiplying factor thing, then I just recommend you to visit the percentages topic. So yeah, let's just jump to the other tricks. And here are they, that use of MF in the calculation. Yeah, as just I explained that how we could integrate multiplying factor concept and improve our calculation speed and hence gain a better result in short period of time. Yeah, as stated in CI summary part. Yeah, that's it. And the other result or other thing which you need to remember. Yeah, this is a very interesting thing. It's not a trick, it's basically a concept, but then even I'll just request you to remember this. as it could help you at various places where you can't be, where you won't even think of it. So yeah, if you encounter with, someday if you encounter with a question which has time period of, let's say, 3/2 years, basically it won't be given as 3 into 1 by, 3 to the 1/2 years. No, it would be given as 7/2 years. So you need to convert it to the mixed fraction first, then the 3 will be written as this. I hope you're clear. And then this 1/2, here will the 2, here the 2 will land with multiplying this. Now how this happened, if you want to know, then you need to comment me to explain this concept, how I came to here. Otherwise, just remember this as a trick concept, whatever way you feel like, but just understand how these things are happening. If you understand this, then obviously the question which has a time period like 7/2, 9/2 or 11/3, there you'll face various, very ease in solving questions. So yeah, the other trick is the direct CI. As I stated, the direct CI, just suppose the direct CI of 5th year, you have been asked in the question of CI of 5th year and you have been given with the CI of 4th year, then you could just directly calculate it with multiplying the CI of 4th year with this MF fact, multiplying factor, that 1 plus R%. And if you want to know how this happened, then I'll just request you to understand this concept one more time, because here's the key of how that conclusion arrived. And if you didn't understand and want to understand, then just comment me down. And this sums up our class for today. And hence I just want to make you remember, if you want this infographics for your quick revision, then just subscribe my Telegram channel to get this infographics there. That's all for today. Thank you. Have a nice day.